All right, let's talk about something we all struggle with. How do you take a big dream, this idea you have in your head, and actually make it happen? We're going to break down the bridge that gets you from just aspiring to actually achieving. You ever have that feeling? You have this whole list of goals. Maybe it's getting better grades, learning an instrument, getting in shape. But at the end of the day, you just feel busy, not productive. Your big goals feel just as far away as they did yesterday. Well, that frustrating space between where you are and where you want to be, that's the aspiration reality gap. But here's the good news. Closing that gap isn't about just grinding harder or pulling all-nighters. It's about working smarter. The solution is actually a powerful toolkit, a set of 4 skills that anyone, and I mean anyone, can learn to turn their intentions into real, actual results. So let's dive into the first and maybe most foundational skill. Before you can build anything, you've got to clear the ground, right? You need to know exactly what matters, and that is all about mastering prioritization. So what is prioritization really? It's just the discipline of deciding what's truly important. Especially if you're a student, you're juggling classes, a social life, maybe even a job. It's crucial. Without it, you end up spreading your energy so thin that nothing really gets your full attention. This is about focusing your power, not just spending your time. Okay, so how do you actually do it? Well, one of the best tools out there is beautifully simple. It's called the Eisenhower Matrix, and it helps you sort every single thing on your to-do list to get instant clarity. Okay, take a look at this. This thing is a game changer. You sort every task into one of 4 boxes. Quadrant 1, that's for the urgent stuff, the fires you have to put out, like a paper due tomorrow. Quadrant 3 is for things that feel urgent but aren't important, like a random text message. Quadrant 4, total time wasters. But the magic, the real secret to success is in Quadrant 2. And here it is, the key takeaway. The most effective, successful people live in Quadrant 2. They spend their time planning, learning new skills, and preparing for the future. They deal with things that are important before they blow up into a Quadrant 1 crisis. This is how you shift from just reacting to everything to actually being proactive. All right, so you know your priorities. What's next? Well, now you need a blueprint, a concrete plan. And that is where effective goal setting comes into play. Just look at the difference here. Do better in school. What does that even mean? It's a wish. But raise my biology grade from a C to a B? Now, that is a target. That's something you can aim at. Vague dreams lead to vague actions, but crystal clear goals lead to crystal clear plans. And the absolute gold standard for making these kinds of actionable goals is the SMART framework. Your goal needs to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant to your bigger picture, and, this is so important, time-bound with a real deadline. A SMART goal turns a fuzzy idea into a clear mission you can actually get started on. Okay, you have your priorities straight. You have a SMART plan. But what keeps the engine running when things get tough? That brings us to our final component, the twin engines that power the whole journey: commitment and persistence. Think about it like this. Commitment is the moment you make the promise to yourself. It's the decision. But persistence, that's the hard work you do day in and day out to keep that promise, especially when motivation dips or you hit a roadblock. One is the spark, the other is the fuel that keeps the fire going. And your ability to persist often boils down to one simple thing: your mindset. Psychologist Carol Dweck talks about this. A fixed mindset sees failure as the end of the road, a final judgment. But a growth mindset sees failure as data. It's just an opportunity to learn and get better. The question changes from, am I not good at this? To, okay, what can I learn from this? And honestly, there's no better example of a growth mindset in action than this incredible quote from Thomas Edison. He didn't see thousands of failures. He saw thousands of steps that got him closer to the answer. That simple reframe is the absolute heart of persistence. All right, so we've got our 4 key skills. Let's put it all together and see how this actually works in the real world by following the story of a student named Marcus. So Marcus starts by prioritizing. He decides his grades have to come first. Then he uses goal setting to create a super specific, time-bound target. Next, he strengthens his commitment by telling his roommate, which creates some accountability. And then when he inevitably hits a setback, a bad grade on an exam, his persistence kicks in. He doesn't just quit. He analyzes what went wrong, adjusts his plan, and keeps moving forward.
You see how they all link together?
Prioritizing, goal setting, commitment, and persistence. These aren't just four separate tips. They're four parts of a single powerful system. They create a feedback loop that just keeps fueling your achievement. So, as we wrap this up, let's bring it all back to you. We've gone through the framework, we've seen how it works. Now the only question left is, what are you going to do with it? What is one specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goal that you can commit to right now, today?